sleepy right now. We're
After 2 steps, I lost my balance. And you know, that's when the colors started to change.
I have no idea if this is good audio or not because it's just always so loud out here in the country. You would think that it'd be quiet, but the world is loud, man. So we're gonna try to get this done. I mainly wanted to do it because I really need practice in front of the camera, talking to the camera, trying to like be myself. I swear to God, I'm cutting bangs today. Okay, so I am just doing a few Q&As to help people get to know me a little bit, fall in love with me. I need to like myself before I ask other people to like me. If you could invite anyone to dinner, who would it be and why? I've been asked this question so many times and I think I've given a different answer every single time, but really thinking about this, are we talking about like dead or alive? I feel like at the end of the day, it would have to be someone like Hypatia. She's one of the first females that I ever really like connected with in like a serious way. Run through, if you don't know who that is, she was one of the first female university professors at the colleges in Alexandria, the great city in Egypt. Back when the library fell, she was accused of witchcraft. She was dragged to the streets in a horrible way. She was killed slowly by a bunch of men because they thought she was a witch, because she was very obsessed with astronomy and she was creating machines that we could read the stars with. And that was looked at as not real, not true at that time. Science for a long time has been, but that's a whole nother story. Not that I could really learn that much from her because we've come so far since then, but more along the lines of I would like to show her how far we've come as women. And show her like we've been to outer space, we've at this point where we have a rover on Mars. Like, I know that's a lame answer, but it's honest and I feel like it's really what I would choose. So if it couldn't be someone dead, then like Neil deGrasse Tyson, 100%. There's so many awesome people alive, don't get me wrong, but I've truly always wanted to meet him and just pick his brain apart. So would you like to be famous and in what way? Well, obviously I can't say no to that, right? Because I'm sitting here in front of a camera on YouTube trying to become something. So it would be ridiculous if at this point I'm like, no, I don't want to be famous. What for? I would want to be famous for being hopeful, kind, compassionate, inspiring. I would want to be someone who helped people feel better throughout the day, inspire them to learn more. I guess somewhat like Neil, and that's probably why I would choose that answer, so that I could get even more into his brain. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna choose compassion and kindness with a dose of science. And adventure, but that's not really, like, that's not what people get famous for, right? Like, they don't get famous for like, I wanna be entertaining and I wanna teach you shit. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're gonna say? All the time, because I can talk to a whole room of people with no problem. I have no idea why, but it's really hard for me once I get in front of a camera to figure out how to just like be myself. And it's also really hard for me to talk on the phone. The second that I answer the phone, I freeze up. I don't know what to say, I don't know how to be funny, so I'll try to be cute and funny and quippy, but it just falls through, and it just, the timing, even thinking about it just freaks me out. So we're gonna move on from that question. What would constitute a perfect day for you? Anyone where I'm not in America. So the quick answer, I would say one that, perfect day. Just one of those days where you feel you're living very much in the moment. I think that is actually when I'm most happiest, is when I'm able to just appreciate that moment. Like right now, there's something really meditative about this experience, and Even though it was absolute hell waking up because I hate waking up early, there's something really nice about this, like this feeling. A perfect day is just a day where I can get in my own head and be in the moment and yeah, just be at peace with myself. I think that that's a perfect day. Whatever I'm doing, if I'm traveling, if I'm at home, whatever, it's just a day that's good in my head, I think. Okay, so maybe this is a better angle, maybe not. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and you could either retain the body or the mind of a 30-year-old for the next 60 years, which would you choose and why? Why would I want to be trapped in a body that can't move very well when my mind is working as well as it is when I'm 30? That would be like torture. So I'm gonna choose body, but not because I care that much about looking good, but more or less just so that I can still travel. Again, that is everything to me, so. Plus, I mean, there are benefits to becoming 50 and 60. You start to not care as much about the small things. So the sun is fully out, and my camera's died, and we're getting more trucks, so it's about to get loud again. So this might be the last question. Is there anything that you've dreamed about doing and haven't done? Why or why not? I'm pretty brave when it comes to actions, so there's really not a lot. I would say that the closest thing that I could come to answering this with is starting a YouTube. I've wanted to do it for a long time, but I've been terrified to do it because I have a really hard time, as I've talked about previously, with depersonalization. And so I have a really hard time like seeing who I am and knowing who I am, understanding how I look from the outside. I don't even know if other people question these things, but I do all the time, so it freaks me out when I think about it. If everything I film feels fake, like how do I represent myself? And I'm finally starting to try, but it's definitely a battle all in here, but I really think that the challenge is gonna help me grow. So I'm hoping that even if I don't get anywhere with this, it's gonna help me. And I couldn't really ask for anything more out of it. It's just to do this for myself. And so that's why I have a YouTube. I'm doing it for myself. And so that's why we're here. Whoa, you guys, look at this bug.